Vale la pena, pasa la buena, cuti morena, dale candela, ponte el vestido, date una vuelta, el espejo no miente.
Welcome back, everybody. We're at Richmond Studio again. It's your boy Flu Wop, and
Sound Flu.
with my partner right now. This is one of my very good friends from a long time. We've been grinding in this music industry together, and I wanted to sit down and interview with him because he's been doing some dope things lately. So welcome, Allan Cubas, to Richmond Studio.
Man, glad to be here. Appreciate you, Flu.
I'm glad you could take time out your schedule and you know what I'm saying, come over here, accommodate little old us, you feel me?
Man, you already know it's all love, bro. Come from the same struggle, bro. Real shit.
All
It's
right,
good
so-
though, man.
You already know, bro. Bro, we always got some dope stuff going on. We're blessed. Like, for some reason, the camp of people that we came up
Real talk.
with is all doing some great things. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I agree.
You feel me?
No, I definitely agree. I feel like everybody's in the position. You just feel the energy throughout the city right now.
Yeah.
Like something big is on the horizon.
Yeah, for a lot of people, not just one or two, like for a lot of people. It's
I
dope.
agree.
So, I want to just start this interview from the beginning. You were born and raised here?
Yeah, for the most part. I was born in Charity Hospital in New Orleans, Louisiana. As a child, real young, as a baby, my family moved to Honduras in Central America.
Yeah.
So I lived in Honduras for about 4 or 5 years before relocating, coming back to New Orleans, living in Mid-City. And from Mid-City, I would say I moved a lot of places. I had a short time in Mississippi, moved to Metairie, Kenner, and then eventually went to Destrehan High School. But just basically lived a lot around Louisiana, you know what I'm saying?
What's it like growing up here? You know, you've lived in the suburbs and you lived in
Wow.
the hood, right? So, I mean, you kind of lived all over.
No, I wouldn't say I really lived in the suburbs.
I mean, people would call Kenner and like Metairie and Destrehan suburbs, you know what I'm saying? But
Yeah,
it's-
when I lived in Kenner, it was mostly called La Bella Mansión. It's a known apartment complex, you know, and that's what most people know me from, La Belle Mason, and it's you know, it's far from the suburbs, so everybody knows. So and I definitely I think it was great growing up in Louisiana. You get to be around a lot of different cultures, a different culture in itself, you know. I feel people from Louisiana respected in general. A lot of places that they go, we have a mystique about us, from the food to the Southern hospitality. It's just so many things, you know.
Yeah.
I was blessed to have a unique upbringing, I think, from just being in New Orleans at an early age, getting to witness culture in Central America,
yeah,
getting to see a whole different life, a whole different side of things, you know.
that's
It's a different world, you feel me? And then
That's the
coming
next thing I wanted to ask you about was your family. Your mom is Honduran? No, your dad's Honduran. I'm sorry.
Yeah, my mom was from Mississippi.
She's from Mississippi.
Yeah, from the South. And my daddy's Honduran. So just that in itself, you know, having two totally different parents, you know, from two different backgrounds, different cultures, different families. My mom from the South, my father's from Central America. And just from a young age, getting exposed to that, you know. Born in New Orleans, you know, you're around New Orleans culture. I went to Honduras for those years. I'm in a Spanish-speaking country, you know, a third world country that I love dearly, but, you know, it's just different. It's hard. To me, it was normal, you know, I'm a kid, so
Yeah.
what one may call poverty or something, a lot of times it's just all perspective, you know, when you don't know no
Yeah.
better, you're having the time of your life. Then from there, I moved back to Mid-City, went to Fitz Howard, my elementary years. And then from there, just went a lot of different places, you know. My mama was always on the move. We was going a lot of different places, but it was all a blessing in the end, just getting to be around different people. So, yeah.
When did you start making music?
I always loved music. I think it comes from my pops. Like my father, I always say a lot of times, he's probably one of my favorite artists, you know. He never really recorded no music, but he always had a passion for music. He was always that dude playing the guitar. We'd be in church, playing the guitar, singing for everybody. So at a young age, I was into music. Growing up in New Orleans, I think music is it's a huge part of the culture in New Orleans, Louisiana. Just being at the block parties as a kid, I remember being at the block parties, bounce music was big, just hearing all these things. So, you know, in the house, I'm listening to my mama play maybe country music, certain things. I'm in the streets, I'm listening, as a kid, we got the block party, we listening to bounce music, New Orleans heavy culture. Then my father's playing Spanish music from España, diferentes lugares. I'm talking to you in Spanish, like you understand, I'm bad, but music was always a big part of my life, you know. Before music, I would say I was big into the writing part. feel me? Since a little kid, you know.
So I met you in like 2012-ish probably.
Yeah.
And we were going to the studio and at that time you were working on a project called Regrets and Ashtrays.
Wow, damn, yeah, that's true. That's a little minute, damn.
Man, was that your first project?
Yeah, I would say like my first project
Like your
that
first
I put together,
real
like
project
yeah,
that you put
definitely.
together and put out. And what was it like at that time? Because man, everyone knew back then, even back then, Allan could literally pull 300, 400 people into House of Blues. You know what I'm saying?
It was crazy because the shit happened fast. Like I always knew, all right, so like you asked me proudly, I'm gonna go back. I ain't trying to talk.
Nah, you good,
so
you
much,
good,
but,
it's good.
So I always had this passion for music, but never really got into it, you know. But I always liked music. I played basketball, you know. I was more focused on basketball as a kid. That was my first love, my first passion. You know, I'm a diehard Kobe Bryant fan to the death. You know, always R.I.P. the greatness. You know, everything that he embodied. I remember watching him his first game. He was playing against the Seattle Sonics. He actually came off the bench. It was the year he won Sixth Man of the Year. As a little kid, I remember just falling in love with the game, falling in love with Kobe Bryant, the way he played the game, the way he approached it, you know, his mentality. So I wanted to play basketball. A lot of people know me from back in the day. I would play in school, I played in different things. But I would say around 14, I'm liking music, I'm liking everything. I remember I remember the exact age. I remember they had the Smack DVDs. The rap battles came out. And I remember it was a big thing, just like Cassidy came out. I remember he battled Freeway. I remember they had these rap battles. I just really fell in love with the whole hip hop, like the rap battle scene, to be honest. So before I really did music, I was doing a lot of people know me from back in my school days from rap battling. I was doing rap battling. Obviously, you know what I'm saying? Huge fan.
I actually have that on the list. You were known back then as a bar spitter, like, you know what I'm saying? You weren't even doing like, you know, talk about.
For real, yeah.
You know, basically, before you started doing the singing musical kind of thing?
I always liked to write.
Yeah.
I was big into writing different things. I would write down ideas I had, but I never was fully into the music, you know, I liked it, but I never thought I could make a song. It started, I remember I was took a trip one time to Florida. I was one of my partners, and I was just writing buku shit in a notebook, writing music. And the shit was hard. I remember then, like I said, the Smack DVD outbreak comes out, boom, I'm seeing all these battlers. I'm just looking at it and I'm knowing I could write stuff like that. And then through so much writing, I started getting better at freestyling. I'm always freestyling my friends, having ciphers. And it all started, I remember I just jumped off the porch. Like I was in, I think it was probably my freshman year. Well, I was doing this in middle school. My freshman year was one of the coolest dudes, you know, one of the neighborhoods that was really like that, you know what I'm saying? I challenged the battle. I was like, "Are you crazy? You ain't gonna really." I went over there, my homie on the bike, you know, I was on the pigs. We drove over there, came in, and you know, I always say, you know, a lot of stuff is result-based. Like, who knows how, well, I know how to react, but a lot of people, it's how do you react when the shit goes good, bad? Luckily, you know, I had a good response, you know, from the work I put in and stuff like that, and the battle went good. And from that point, you know, shit was crazy. It was wild. People started getting me in different battles. I was battling a lot of people. Really in St. Charles Parish, people from around that time, they know me more from being a battle rapper, so just did a lot of, you know, I was always trying to.
So you didn't start like recording music until you ran into Abby and Eric, right? Like officially, or?
Yeah, like before I was rapping. I was rapping in
professionally.
Yeah, you know, battle rapping at the time was different. It was almost more like poetry and stuff like that. The pauses, you know, it was no beat. It was a cappella. I really wasn't. I liked singing music. You know, I was obviously bigger into the rap and the hip hop. You know, at that time. But I never really approached no track trying to sing. It wasn't something that I felt I could do. I didn't think that I could sing or nothing like that, you know, and I really struggled rapping on beat at those times. I remember I was more of a bad. The few times I tried, I used to try to record myself with the little equipment I had, thinking I was doing something, not even realizing, like, I recorded a whole tape and couldn't even download the bitch off of it, like off these old programs. But so I was definitely more just into the battle rapping and playing basketball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talk about your relationship with Abby. Like, you know. So
prior to this time, like, I had some, I'm gonna get too deep, but I had some run-ins with the law and stuff like that at school. You know, it kind of got into some trouble and eventually went through different programs and then got sent to a YCP. And when I was in the YCP, I had times, when I would have time, I would write and stuff like that. And I remember I was just always into music. At that time, I would, just so we wouldn't bored, I would create like cadences that we could march to and different things like that. I was always trying to create stuff. I was rapping against people in there. And I started dabbling more into singing. So I had already decided, like, I'm a realist. As much as I love basketball, like, I'm pretty good. I ain't going to no NBA right now, you know what I'm saying? So I really thought I'm gonna do this music thing, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna really give it all I got. When I came out, I had it in my head really without knowing exactly how it was gonna do. You know, I never really recorded like that. And then definitely meeting Abby was a big thing, you know what I'm saying? Meeting them people, meeting my partner, Nene, that's a big thing, you know. And then getting with Abby, you know, we started recording. And I think that was really where I started experimenting different things with my voice, a lot of different things that helped me grow into an artist, you know. He was starting as well as me, so we kind of got to build that together, you feel me, at the time.
Yeah.
Shit was raw though, even then.